Hey guys, it's the Artie Quitter Podcast, and that's right, you're listening to a special Friday show. This is original Friday programming. This was taped earlier in the month, but a very, very special show with this main theme. Mike Boschetti, you know him, you love him, in this episode reacts to the accusations that have been going on for a couple of years since he said Jew lips as a character in a DirecTV sketch. He said Jew lips. He claims he was doing a character, a Southern character. We claimed it was anti-Semitism. Mike has been trying to battle in public against this anti-Semitism accusation. He claims he loves Jewish people. And to prove it, in this episode, Mike Boschetti lists his top 10 favorite Jewish people. Of all time, right?
Yes.
Living or dead?
Yes.
Both.
Okay, both. And absolutely, he lists his top 10 favorite Jewish people. And again, it's one of the most entertaining things you'll ever hear.
Were you on that list, Stacey? I can't remember. I think
I
you
was
made
on the list.
number 9, right?
I yelled at him.
Yeah, you were in between Hitler's mother and Lederhosen. All right, well, so with that, please enjoy this Friday programming. And after you listen to this, have a great weekend. This is Artie Lang. Take care. Why not brush your hair? Joie de vivre.
Whatever. There are so many people that have come up on Twitter as Rick Steves fans that are podcast listeners to this podcast.
Are we on?
Yes.
Dude, you should call Rick Steves and say he owes you money, dude. You are really, I mean, of course, everyone who's a fan knows Dan is a big fan of Rick Steves. We talked about it for 2 days. And what is the results? What happened with that, Dan?
Many, there are 1 or 2 nitwits out there that want to bash me or make fun of me.
Nitwits.
And there are 50 or 60 geniuses out there that are huge Rick Steves fan, including, after 3 or 4 pictures of me taking it up the ass from Rick Steves,
Right.
Paul Morrissey.
Okay, wait a minute. There's a difference between being a fan and getting the sweats when he's in the room. You got to understand what you said on paper. You said you get the sweats. That's, your thoughts.
I only get the sweats around Stacey Pressman.
Well, no. It's clear. That would make sense. That would make sense. She's a beautiful woman. You're saying you get the sweats around a man in his mid-50s who does a travel show for PBS. And the reason you get the sweats is because he has the gene of being able to talk to people in Europe. And he knows backdoor routes to the Eiffel Tower and several canals. Several shit canals in Amsterdam. But, I mean, you're sitting there, you're laughing. What do you think? I mean, it's not totally inaccurate what I'm saying.
His books are very entertaining. He's a very good writer.
Stephen King.
His maps are very funny. Mm-hmm. And his television show is enjoyable to me.
Okay, so does any of that justify sweats?
I can't help it.
Dan, you're missing my point. No one's saying you can help it. I'm saying that's what's crazy about it. You can't help it.
Right.
You understand? Well, I don't know. I mean, would you want me to pursue getting him in here? Or no, I'm being dead serious. Because would you want me to really get on this? And if he came in here, what would happen?
Oh, I would love to have Rick Steves in here. Are you kidding me?
But would it be creepy? Would I have to? I mean, he's a guest here.
No.
Would I have to set him up and go like, look, this guy's a real fan, to the point where you might need security? Would I have to say, Rick Steves, you need a bulletproof vest?
No.
Not bullets like from a gun, emotional love bullets. You really, I mean, it's just very, very odd. And again, it makes you more of a fascinating person. You're an interesting guy, Dan.
Yeah, you know what? I told you the same thing about Juliette Binoche and nothing.
I don't know Juliette Binoche,
She's an actress.
I know, but okay. I heard the name, and then until you showed me who she was on the internet,
she's not so hot anymore. But
I don't know. She was never something that you go, wow. I don't know. I mean, I saw her, and these are pictures that are closer to modern day, and I immediately recognized her. I think she was in Chocolat with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
All right. Again, That's for all the actresses or hot chicks that could be on that list where you, like Rick Steves, get the sweats. Think about the question, Dan. I asked you, are there any actresses that you react to the same way you react to the man who does a travel show on PBS? And you said Julia Binoche.
Well, no, because once the actresses open their mouth, I lose interest.
What happens when Rick Steves opens his mouth?
I start to sweat.
What do you lose? But what disappears when he opens his mouth? What the fuck? Everything you say, just you dig the creep hole deeper and deeper. When she opens her mouth. I open my mouth, and guess what? Nothing but wonders come out. And nothing but wonders go in. When Juliette Binoche opens her mouth, she better be saying someone else's words. She's an actress. She's vapid and shallow. When Rick Steves opens his mouth, guess what comes out? Joys. What comes out are the verbal equivalent of emojis. Emojis. Rick Steves gives Mike Buscetti type emojis. Hearts. Smiley faces.
Now, you know this from what I told you, but that Kelly Riley, I think, is smoking hot. I've watched
Kelly Riley again? Oh, yeah.
True Detective.
Another false promise.
I've watched her for 15 years. I saw her on the street. I had no problems going up to her.
You did? No, I know, but another false promise. I'm reminded of all your false promises. That's another thing. That you don't, again, you set yourself up for me. You said to me, I saw Kelly Riley. I went up. I said, listen, I do the Artie Lang podcast. She goes, wait a minute. I knew him from the Tonight Show. Insane bullshit. Get out the boots.
She said Letterman, but she
Letterman.
Tonight Show.
I mean, I believe that, but the excitement level, you were like, I mean, Jesus Christ, come. And again, this is Dan trying to be nice to me. I believe she, recognized the name and everything when she might have seen me on Letterman or whatever the fuck she thought she saw me on. But I think Dan's, excitement level was because he's trying to be good to me.
Well, she'll soon be seeing you on a pay cable service.
What's that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What's a pay? What are you talking about?
Your thing today.
Oh, wait. Well, again. Jesus, what a fucking segue. Stacey, you hear that? That's the buzzer. Okay. The rest of the cast is waiting for a pizza that just got here.
They're asleep.
We're attempting to do...
How can we entertain when you guys are asleep over there?
Well, not only... Buschetti's taking the sleep to another level. He gets on that chair. He looks like he's on the 14th hour on a flight to Tokyo. With about fucking 15 fucking drama meetings in him. I took some Ambien and some Chardonnay. I had a Chardonnay over Melbourne.
And I can't fly business class. I have to be first.
Good news. I can't fly business class. Well, you're not in any business. But, so Dan makes he goes, I talked to her. She definitely is coming on. She's coming on the podcast. I said to get at. Now, yeah, she's going to do it. I told her we're a fan, and she loves you, she knows you. And, of course, do I get my hopes up? No, because I know how the world is. Did any follow-up on that?
Yes, I did call.
What happened?
Her PR person was not very helpful.
She's not coming on the fucking podcast. She's doing a play with Hugh Jackman. Who, I think is probably mad at me because, I don't know, who knows? I pointed out on, look, I made a joke on my second stand-up comedy special, Jack and Coke, available now on iTunes. It was on Comedy Central. I did it over at the Gotham Comedy Club. The uncensored version, 1 hour and 27 minutes of blistering stand-up comedy. An hour version of it aired after midnight on Comedy Central back in January of 2010. It premiered. And uncensored, of course, after midnight, Jack and Coke. And I do a joke about Hugh Jackman. I allude to, his sexuality being in question. And then, of course, I say, I don't know, and I don't know. So I say, for the lawyers, I go, I don't know. But later on a broadcast, after I did that, I believe, I don't know where it was. I might have been a guest. I think I was a guest on a show at Sirius. I don't think I said this on the DirecTV show because we had to hit an 8-minute fucking break before we got to, some of the beat writers for the Tigers, who I love, by the way. And, I think I might have expanded on the Hugh Jackman situation by saying, okay, here's a guy, listen, I'll admit it, like Dan said with Chris Bryant, but I'll set it up. I won't say it out of the blue, out of nowhere. Hugh Jackman, obviously a movie star. Great bone structure. He didn't get where he is looking like me. Put it that way. He's a good-looking actor. Movie star status.
Mike Boschetti just agreed with you on that.
Mike Boschetti, do you agree with the fact that Hugh Jackman is, in fact, he has classic good looks?
I'm not even sure who he is, actually.
Okay. By the way, here's another Dan Filato setup. This Dan Filato waste of time brought to you by Budweiser. So I'm bringing up the Jackman thing. I say he's good looking. Then Mike, for some reason, Mike did something that made Dan go, okay, Mike thinks so too.
He bobbed his head up and down.
He bobbed his head up and down. Okay, Jesus.
See? He just did it again.
Like he's going to blow you, Jackman? What the fuck does that mean, Mike? Why are you giving Dan false fucking leads? We got an hour to kill. Mike's going to walk over to the fucking...
I thought Hugh Jackman...
Hold on, Mike.
What the fuck? Wait till the mic goes on. What business are you in, dude? And the pizza's here, too, by the way.
No, I thought that he was in one of my favorite current movies. Well, a couple of years ago, I thought he was in Captain America. That's what
Is he?
Was. I thought he was Captain America himself.
Is he Captain America himself?
He might be.
Captain America?
I love that movie because...
Why do you like that movie, Mike?
Because I thought, like, at the end of the movie, he's going to get that woman, the nurse, and he's like 86 years old.
I never saw it.
Oh, fuck.
I never saw the movie.
This is Hugh Jackman.
Oh, okay.
What is he?
He's another superhero, right?
He's the fucking X-Men guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Evan said that. I thought
It's
that
called a franchise, Mike. Look into it.
Yeah, but Captain America is a great movie.
Captain America. Mike, honestly.
Can you imagine how much money you would have made off of Tubby Man if you had actually followed through?
Mike, let me tell you something. Can I just say something? You grew up you loved De Niro, right?
Yeah.
And all that shit. And can you just see why someone like me shakes his head in disgust when you say you love the movie Captain America?
Yeah.
Compared to like what De Niro? What's your favorite De Niro movie from the 70s? Like 80s? The Raging Bull era. Is it Raging Bull? Is it in fact Goodfellas? Is it
No, I love
Taxi Driver?
I loved him in The Godfather Part 2. He was awesome.
Okay. An unbelievable performance. And I'll point out a reason why it's unbelievable on a level people don't bring up that much. Basically, first of all, he wins Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, not actor, Best Supporting Actor. Basically, De Niro gives a tour de force performance in a classic American movie, and I think he says 2 words in English the entire time. He speaks fucking Italian with a Sicilian dialect the entire fucking movie. He says a couple of words, and he says, I make him offer you no refuse. Stuff like that shit. You understand?
Yeah, but
and so you're right. Godfather Part 2, an amazing performance. Now, what, Mike?
There was one other actor in it that was awesome, and he was very underrated, and I love him. He passed away too young. Bruno Kirby was great in that movie.
Bruno Kirby, absolutely great performance.
Underrated.
Well, he's been in a lot of things that he's good in.
Spinal Tap.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Who does he play in Godfather 2?
Oh, young Clemenza.
He plays a young Clemenza. That's right. Hey, you hold the guns of we pay him. He wants the money, we pay him. Yeah, okay, so I agree with you. So how does a guy who loves a movie like that also gush, not just say I like it, gush over a piece of fucking film canister turd shit like Captain America? How do you gush over that?
Well, it was a good time period, and I love that time period.
A good time period?
He was killing the Nazis, first of all.
What are you talking about, Mike? Captain America was killing the Nazis?
He was fighting them.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And he also had a really beautiful nurse that loved him.
You're basing that on the
I like that kind of stuff. Because
I know you do a hot nurse. I get it. Whatever the fuck.
No. And he was oblivious to it, right?
Oblivious to what?
To her in the beginning. He liked his bimbo, but this other girl really liked him, right? And the thing is, like, at the end of the movie, I was like, he's going to get her. Yeah. Right, but
did you say that out loud in the theater?
Yeah, I screamed it, actually.
That's